Hello, and welcome back to another Lolita dress review. In this video, we'll be taking a look at Sweetie Chandelier by Angelic. This dress comes in 3 cuts, an OP, a JSK, and a skirt. And it comes in 4 colorways: ivory, pink, sax, and black. And while I don't usually do this, I will also point out that this release has 4 Cutsos: ivory, pink, sax, and black as well. And the reason you may have guessed that I included those today is because that's what we're going to be looking at. We are going to be looking at both the Cutso and skirt in the black colorway. So we're going to start off looking at the Cutso first, and then we will move right on into the skirt. This is not only my first Cutso skirt combo, but in general, it is actually my very first length skirt, as in it's not like one of the longer suspender strap skirts, as well as my first Cutso. So let's take a look at the details. Starting up close, you can see there is a very nice lace collar around the neckline with a nice pink bow right there in the center. We will look around at some of the details of this nice lace. And you can see that there are also some neck straps, so we can see it right here. You tie these around your neck, and it just makes a little bit of a cute look when you tie a bow around it. So you can see that they are on both sides of the Cutso. Moving down the sleeve, you can see that there is a nice pink bow, just like the one on the neck of the dress, at the edge of the sleeve. It's not very sturdy, as you can see. Now, of course, this is a used piece, but it is something that you want to be careful of, whether you have an authentic new Cutso or one that is probably a little bit older and more used. Moving back to the top, underneath the bow, you can see that the chandelier icon is actually suspended sort of from that bow, and it is very, very cute. You can see the Angelic Pretty logo right underneath it, and you can see the chandelier itself is a mix of just a bunch of gorgeous colors. So like I said, coming from the bow, the chandelier is hanging, and it's just a very lovely design. It has these pink and like light green sort of colors. There are beads hanging at the bottom. There's an A and a P for Angelic Pretty, and some candies as well. So this like motif of the candies and the candles is common all over the Cutso and skirt. The bottom of the Cutso has a very cute ruffle design, so that's always a nice fun detail. And here is a full look at the Cutso. Keeping it short and sweet here, this is the back of the Cutso. No imagery, no iconography, nothing like that can be found on the back of it. So here's just a look at the Cutso from the back. Now let's move right along into the skirt. So I think Sweetie Chandelier has such a gorgeous print, and there's just something I really enjoy about the skirt version of the dress. So looking up close, you can see that there are 2 nice bows at the top. There's some intricate detail right here that you can see like at the very top of the skirt, like where the corset on the back is. Here are those 2 bows with 2 lovely like bead charms hanging underneath it. It's really cute, and one of the things that I really like about the skirt. Another detail about the skirt that you probably could have imagined already that it has is that it does have a zipper on the side for you to get in and out of it. I did buy this secondhand, and I was told that this is not the original zipper. It was actually a replacement because the zipper did break, but for all functionality purposes, it is perfectly fine for use. Pulling out, we can see one of my favorite details about the skirt is that it is tiered. It just makes this very nice, elegant tiered effect to it, and I just really like the skirt for that reason. Even though it, of course, has less details than you may see on the JSK, especially the OP, it is super detailed, but I really like the fact that it is tiered. Another detail you can see as you zoom in is that there is actually a very light trace of glitter. I try to get in close so you can see. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but there are some instances of some glitter still being retained on the skirt. So like I said, this one was used. It has been used by at least 2 other owners before me, but the fact that their glitter is still intact is always nice to see. Moving down at the bottom, you can see that there is a nice gold trim. It is also quite glittery as well, and I always love glitter on my pieces, so always happy to see that. And as you can see, underneath the skirt, there is actually a little bit of lining underneath, so a pseudo built-in petticoat. As we all know that while it will give you a little bit of poof, it's not going to give you the full effect, so always make sure that when you are wearing your Lolita, you do have your petticoat underneath. But because of that inner lining, it is very helpful in giving you a bit of a poof without the need of like a super huge petticoat. Here is a full look at the front of the skirt. The back details of the skirt are actually very nice as well, so here is a full look of it a little bit before we get into the nitty-gritty details. So of course you can see that the skirt does of course have waist ties as we would expect, and there is a very pretty button for the waist ties that we can see right here. So it is this little black button on the black colorway. I don't know what color it is on the others, but I would imagine it would be the same, but it may be black as well. Looking at the waist ties themselves, they are quite wide. They do have a lovely lace detail on the bottom, just like the neck of the Cutso, and details of the print can be seen on the skirt's waist ties. So you can see those same details on the other waist tie as well. So here you can see there is actually a corset on the back. Mine is tied already, as you can see, and it is pink on the black version. Again, I don't know if it's like that on all of the colorways, but it is on this one. And finally, the most elegant detail is this bustier, I think that's how it's pronounced, sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly, that is on the back of the skirt. That just gives it such a regal look for such a piece that's really intended to be a little bit more casual in my opinion. And I'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end, but yeah, I really like this detail. It just gives it a flare of elegance in what is otherwise a pretty casual piece for a skirt. So let's move into the part that we all know and love, looking at the details of the print. So I think Sweetie Chandelier has a really underrated print. I don't know why it's not all that popular of a piece, but looking up at the details, of course there are these bows that, just like on the Cutso, sort of are what the chandeliers are hanging from. And the details of the chandeliers are extremely cute, so we're going to look at them much closer in a minute, but just to give a little precursor of it, they are filled with just these sweets and candies and treats. You can see that there's these cupcakes. There's also this little detail here, it's like a little doily. I don't exactly know what the icon is. So here's another one of the chandeliers. You may notice that the chandeliers actually are different. So this one has a bunch of the AP mascots in gummy forms. The gummy mascots do appear on several dresses, and this is one of them. So there is actually, here we can see a third type of chandelier, so I believe there's 3 in total. So this one is your more typical with the candles lit, and it is more or less similar to one of the Cutso with the different colors. So looking at these a little bit closely, the closer you go to the bottom of the skirt, the more larger in size the icons will be. So we can just see the AP mascots here, the bunny, the bear, the unicorn. All of these just adorable little creatures, just in different colors, mostly this green color and the pink color. You can also see again the beads hanging at the bottom of the chandelier, and you can see these little gemstones. There's also some shaped like hearts and stars in the same colors. So as we continue moving along, you just see these details sort of repeat. So the next chandelier set that you see is actually one of the ones that is more the typical type of chandelier design. So it's the one with the candles. And it's just really gorgeous seeing it like in this much bigger size. So you can actually see that there are some ribbons like tied at the top of the candles, right where that fire is. That would be pretty dangerous in real life, but it is okay on this dress. And there's some candies at the bottom. So these look like chocolates and just otherwise just cute candies. Details that you've seen probably on many AP prints before, but it just looks really elegant amidst all of these like jewels and like beautiful like hanging ribbons and details like that. And of course, the final chandelier amongst the 3 is the one with all the sweets. So we have just ice cream, cupcakes. There's even a strawberry cake that I didn't notice before because it was so small, but just these details, they're just so cute. I don't know why. And of course, you have the hanging candies. So this time it's just typical candies, you know, those types of designs. And the icons, of course, repeat over and over again. So it looks like the candles come back again. And then we see our cute little AP mascots again. And it's just such a cute print. Like, it's very simple, but so elegant and so sweet, of course, at the same time. It's why I was really drawn to this print. It's one of those prints that you kind of like have to see it up close to really see all the details and how like spectacular and magnificent it is. This is another one of those pieces where I guess you would classify it as an all over print because it is all over the bottom of the skirt, but the way they like size it up as you get closer to the bottom, I think was a really nice choice because it just adds more appeal to the eye as you go lower, and it just makes it like interesting to look at all around. Additionally, there are just again all these charms and beads, and it just looks so festive. I just feel like it reminds me a little bit of Mardi Gras in a way, and Mardi Gras is very close to home to me, so it's just something that I really like about this dress. It just looks so festive, so pretty, and so elegant, and so casual at the same time. So I kind of just wanted to touch upon that while looking at the Cutso and skirt put together. Realistically speaking, this would be seen as a very casual look. With the Cutso in general, they're just seen as much more casual, and skirts as well. So when you put them together, it really feels like it's something that you can wear and feel comfortable in while also looking very elegant, looking very Lolita, having that look to it, of course, with your petticoat on. I have worn this numerous times since getting it, and it was just like on my bucket list of things to get, especially the Cutso. Cutsos are very difficult to find, and I honestly feel like Sweetie Chandelier is one of those pieces where if you can get the Cutso, you just have to get that full look accentuated. Of course, you could wear any other top, a normal blouse, another Cutso that doesn't necessarily match the print to go with it, but I just feel like the full ensemble is just really needed when it comes to Sweetie Chandelier. So I was really, really happy to get my hands on this Cutso. It's just like a once-in-a-lifetime find, and I love wearing this. It's honestly one of my favorite cords, despite being so casual in terms of like the simplicity of it. That will be all for today's review. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next review in the future.